All right, folks, we're trying something a little different today. We're going to write a whole movie using Wordle. That's right, the daily word game Wordle is going to be our basis for a movie idea. And I have not planned this video out, but I'll tell you what, my girlfriend, my dad, and I share our Wordle scores in a group chat every day, and a lot of times they beat me. And that really bothers me. But you know what they won't beat me in? Writing a movie with Wordle, because they won't ever actually try. So let's just jump into it. And part of the reason I wanted to do this is to show you that writing can actually be very fun when you turn it into a game. I talked about this in my last video, but giving yourself rules for writing, it seems restricting, but it actually opens you up to be creative and to not stress about what you're doing here. Now, you get 6 guesses with Wordle, and let's create the rules for our game, all right? So I got a blank document. I'm not gonna do full script formatting here. I'm just gonna do the outline, because to me, the outline, like I said in my last video, is the biggest part of writing a film. Anyways, if you get a good outline on paper, just in bullet points, it's gonna be very easy to translate that into a good script. So here's our rules. Let's say it's a one location story so that it's actually easier to go out and film this thing. The most important rule is the Wordle word must be a major part of the story. And you know what? We can even say it must be in the title. Let's give ourselves a time limit. Otherwise, this video could be 5 hours long. So let's say, because we have 6 guesses, why don't we give ourselves double that? So 12 minutes, but let's give it some stakes. Wrong guesses take away 1 minute. Hopefully I'll end up with about 10 minutes to write this thing. That should be long enough to do something. All right, I could add more rules. I could say like what the genre has to be, but I think we just do it. We just let the word determine that. And I hope it's not a really dumb word that gives us nothing to work with, but let's just do it. So first we gotta get the Wordle. Train. Jesus. I've never played Wordle under pressure like this, and it's surprisingly hard. Let's try chunk. This is not the best second word guess, but let's see if I at least get the N right. Oh, I got the N. Got the N. Pleng. Plond. This is a disaster from the very beginning. Oh, blonde. Dude. So we know it's E. Evens. We got 2 E's. This is huge. I can't believe that the 2 E's are in exactly the wrong positions. How could the E be at the end? Penne. Would they do penne, the pasta? I swear to God. Dude. All right, well, I got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 12 minus 5, that gives me 7 minutes to write this thing. It's gonna be tough, but I do like penne. It's a great word. Let's type the word first. Oh boy. Just jumping in here to say I just tried to record this and it was a disaster. Here's some highlights of how it turned out. Penne, here we go. Okay, what genre are we gonna go with penne? It's gotta be in the title, right? So penne peener. Should we go horror? Pasta sauce, kind of looks like blood. So it could be like a mislead where you think somebody got killed, but it was actually just pasta, or vice versa. Is Penne the main character? Do we go animated? Do we got Pixar Penne up here? Oh my God, I've used up so much time. Penne Pete. All right, it's about a man named Pete who wants to make perfect al dente penne for his family's reunion to impress his dad, Pete Sr. Pete makes penne in a rush, stressed. I'm thinking like an Uncut Gems vibe. There's just so much stuff going on. He gives it to his wife, Penne Pam. Is it al dente though? She shakes her head. Pete goes ballistic, throws the penne away and starts over. But just then, guess who walks in? Penne Pete Sr. He asks what his son is cooking. Junior says, "Don't worry about it." Ultimately, we got a story about a son who wants to impress his father, who may be an overbearing man. And he's doing it with pasta, he's doing it with cooking. Cooking, food is nourishment. Maybe he didn't get nourishment as a child. Okay, let's go thematic here. Pasta al dente, you've got to be firm yet soft at the same time, like a noodle. Maybe penne Pete is like uncooked penne, you know, the senior, and he wants him to soften. Maybe he gets him al dente. Al dente would be a better title for this. He gets him al dente. All right, we're getting a symbol going. We're getting a metaphor here. All right, so he wants to soften the hard noodle of penne Pete Senior. Senior tries to barge in and take over. This is my specialty. Junior gets mad. They argue, spilling the sauce. Kids, al dente, al dente, al dente. There's gotta be something with al dente here. 43 seconds, we got no ending. This is a tragedy. Trying to cook, trying to impress penne Pete. I feel like the penne gets ruined. They knock something into the pot, you know, different kind of weird seasoning or something. Penne Pete cries and like, that's it. We're running out of time. I was gonna say, and like a well-cooked noodle, Senior drapes himself over his son. Finally softened. Daddy al dente. Now that's a title. Well, that was a disaster. Yeah, so believe it or not, Penne Pete didn't turn out to be a great story, but I don't want to give up. We can do this, okay? We can do it. Now, I've already used the Wordle for the day. Fortunately, there's a knockoff. Let's take a look at it called Dordle, and Dordle gives you 2 words. So the Wordle, let's do the Dordle. Words must be a major part of the story, and let's just say they must be the title, all right? So let's do it, and let's just see what happens. Never done a Dordle before. I've done a Quirtle, so gotta be easier than that. Let's go tread. All right, let's do, there we go. Wow, we're close on the second word. Could just be Harry. Boom. All right, we're doing so much better than I did on the Wordle. And remember, we lose a minute for every wrong guess. So started at 12, we're down to 11, 10. 10 minutes. We got one more guess, and I think we're gonna get this in the next guess because we already know there's a T in here. Flirt. Harry Flirt would be a great title, so let's hope it's Flirt, okay? All right, now we're cooking. I think we're gonna write something great with this. Harry Flirt is our title. Flirt and Harry. How many did I get wrong? 1, 2, 3 guesses, so that's 9 minutes on the clock. Okay, there's gonna be a horror film, 1 location. We got 9 minutes on the clock. We got our title. Let's go. Harry Flirt. Is the guy's name Harry Flirt? I mean, that would be spelled wrong, but he could be very hairy as well. Harry Flirt. Could be Flirt Harry. Nah, stick with Harry Flirt. All right. It's horror, so is this gonna be body horror? Let's do that. Let's go body horror. Let's just start throwing stuff down, all right? Now, let's not think about it too much. That's what the time limit's there for, to prevent us from overthinking. So we're gonna go some kind of like body horror, hair growth. Ooh, what if it's like a waxing salon, like a Brazilian wax? Gone wrong / evil? Maybe when they do the hair removal, it like rips off your skin or something. Maybe it's a hair removal monster that just like throws wax strips on you and just pulls your skin off your body. No, Kelly Clarkson! That does feel like a hairy flirt. Maybe it's a date that's so hairy that it just wraps you up and you get caught up in the hair until you're consumed by it. Ooh, you know what? This is the kind of thing that would play at a festival. Let's do something about like a guy who's dating a girl who's got like armpit hair and it's like a deal breaker for him. And the armpit hair comes to life and like strangles the man. And that could work. Let's just roll with that. So it's going to be First date, girl has armpit hair, guy notices and has a beef with it. Okay, good. Where's it gonna end? Let's just skip all the other bull. We've got our situation now. Let's figure out where it ends. Clearly, we want to escalate the situation. The hair can't just stay in the armpits. It's got to actually become like a character in this thing. So maybe the hair from the armpits just keeps growing over the course of the date, which would be very funny. Is so every time you cut back, she's just got more and more armpit hair till it's like a ponytail hanging off her pits. And then maybe it comes for the guy. Maybe it strangles the guy. But is that good enough? I feel like that's not quite doing it. Hairy flirt. You can't just strangle the guy. It's gotta be a reason that hair is strangling this guy. Listen, the guy didn't want to date her because she has this armpit hair and he doesn't like that. So what's something, maybe his hair goes nuts, turning it around. So if she has armpit hair, I do like the idea of it just continuing to grow over the course of their little flirty date. And then he's got a problem with it, but then his hair starts growing. Ooh, I got an idea. Okay. We're good. We're going somewhere. The hair, armpit hair keeps growing. He hates it more and more. Maybe it starts as barely visible. So armpit hair is barely even visible in the beginning. Yet he still makes a little stink about it, okay? But the armpit hair keeps growing and growing, and he hates it more and more to the point where he's getting scared. This is all just happening like inside a car or at an ice cream parlor or some, normal date scenario. And then he's got to say something that's just rude, mean, whatever. He goes too far, okay? And the hair literally comes to life. It's alive. It reaches over and grabs him, okay? And then this is obviously like a very dark comedy is what we're going for here. Horror dark comedy vibe. He hates it, grossed out. The hair responds by like going down his throat. So just diving down his mouth into his throat. So we do some crazy body horror stuff. The hair starts coming out of his ears, completely consuming him. All right, that's a great effect. That'd be fun to try to pull off. And then I think the end, the button on this film is the hair is going to retract, it's going to come back, it's going to go away, right? The hair retracts and everything goes back to normal. But now his hair starts going nuts. So what's a hair that the guy might have that is out of control? Could be, because you got to make this kind of a reveal, kind of a punchline. Could be, it could be downstairs hair, could be butt hair, could be lower back hair, shoulder hair, nose hair. How about nose hair? It's pretty innocent. Or should we be going more bold and cheeky here with some genital hair? His nose hairs start poking out. This would be the kind of thing where you probably don't see his hair actually like take over and fully manifest like hers did. It would just be like a subtle nod at the end that like, oh, now he's got a problem with hair. His nose hairs start poking out. She notices / can't stop staring at it / doesn't like it. So it's just like the tables turned kind of thing. His nose hairs get a little longer. Is there any like really solid button we can put on this thing to just drive it home? I almost want to say like, ooh, maybe his nose hairs and her armpit hairs tangle up into a braid. Okay. Suddenly, her armpit hairs poke out of her armpit again and wave to the nose hairs. The nose hairs wave back, or if they could wink somehow, that'd be cool, but I don't know if that's possible. The hairs reach out of their hosts and come together in a disgustingly beautiful braid. In title, Hairy Flirt. We did it, folks. That's actually, I know that's like a gross, weird movie, but honestly, if you made that and you did a good job with it, I think that would get real festival play, especially at like, the midnight screenings where they play all the weird films. I honestly think that would play because it's like a taboo issue. Like people have weird things about body hair, but it's natural. It's natural to have body hair. So why are we weird about it? I think it works. And I never would have come up with this story if I didn't try to make a movie by playing Wordle and then fail and then try to make another movie by playing Dordle. So even though it may seem silly, giving yourself rules like this, it can seem like you're limiting yourself, but it's actually opening doors. It's letting you stop being restricted by just the anarchy that's going on in your head when you try to sit down and face a blank page with no structure whatsoever. And that's why I made the Instant Short Film Blueprint. This is my new short film writing course. It teaches you how to write a short film with a simple but effective moving story that will just work because I've narrowed it down to the 10 rules that you need to get the biggest wins when you're writing a short film. So if you follow these 10 rules like a checklist, you'll have a story that works, okay? And not only that, you can go out and film this thing this weekend because the film is entirely written around the main resources that you already have access to, like your locations and your cast, even if you're the only cast member. I'm really proud of this course. I put a lot of time into figuring out how to best teach somebody, even if they're a total beginner, how to write simple short films, because a lot of people make mistakes that you just see over and over. They make short films that are way too big, too complicated, and they just don't work. So many times simple is best for short films, and that's what I've tried to teach here. So check it out. It's on sale right now, 25% off, but this week only. This offer ends this Sunday, so get it for only $59. Plus 2 exclusive bonuses. I got a writing workshop I did with a couple of students where we fleshed out 2 complete short film stories based on their specific resources. And then I speed ran the whole course myself, and in 74 minutes, I wrote a short film that I could go film immediately. So check it out, $59. This could change the way you write short films forever. And with these skills, you'll be able to find stories with whatever you have available to you, and you can become a short film factory. Always have another film in the oven, always growing your portfolio, growing your network, and most importantly, improving your skills and your storytelling. So get in now before this offer ends this Sunday. Use the link below or the QR code here, and I'll see y'all next time.